Let's get right into the video game. Oh, you're finishing rendering your duck ship. Cool shit. So when we last left off, I don't fucking remember what was going on. I was having a difficult time reading. I guess I should do this because we can get another dragon out of this. My wife hasn't been on that very much, so maybe we'll work on dragoning on this character. I'm gonna be real with you, I don't have time to read all this. I have other things to do. We're gonna try to get techniques today. It's good to see your career in video game development is underway, Jump Kid Man. We need more people willing to get into the field. I probably would have went to school for video game development if my parents didn't talk me out of doing anything that I wanted to do. They had this weird thing about, like, anything I wanted to do, they would just be like, well, that doesn't make enough money, so pick something else. As if, like, money was a qualifier for everything. It was just crazy, because I've been, like, everything that I wanted to be growing up, except, like, I don't know, like a herpetologist, you know, somebody who studies, like, reptiles and stuff. But I've basically been at every job that I've ever wanted to hit. I've been a chef, I've been a bartender, I've ran my own food cart. There was a couple other things. There was, like, I was considering firefighter, but that's a little stressful, I don't know. There's a lot of... feels like there's a lot of weight when you're in, like, a rescuer position, you know? Just crank the volume a little bit for the strim. Yeah, I don't know if I could ever actually be a firefighter. Just a personal thing. Anyways. A number of the well-heeled nobles exchange subtle glances and idle conversation in the great hall as they wait for the banquet to begin. Can you feel the tension in this room? You could almost cut it with a knife. To think Erwin has to deal with this every day. It's ridiculous and stifling, if you ask me. This hall is filled brimful of false smiles and threadbare pretense. Is that a dancing cat? Hold on, we'll respect it. We'll respect the dancing cats. Hold on. All rise. All rise for the national anthem. We'll wait. Yo, what up, Origins? I almost called you Orgy Mans. Yeah, that was a dancing cat. Anyways. Thanks for dropping in, Orgy Mans. The hall is filled brimful of false smiles and threadbare pretenses. Everyone is looking out only for his or her own benefit, or best interest. It's basically the same thing I was saying. To be candid, I can't stand them. You'll get no argument from me. Prolonged exposure to such pettiness wearies both on body and soul. I'm surprised we're in agreement, given your own status as a nobleman. I've seen you at gatherings like these, and you seem entirely at home. One might easily get the impression that you enjoy the trappings of high society. It can prove a source of amusement, certainly. However, it's not something I seek out. It's tiresome and unrewarding. But for Her Majesty's sake, We must convince these people to lend their support to her idea in any way we can. Militant, here's how things stand. Erwin wishes to dispatch an official expeditionary force to investigate the strange disappearances of the Heimerach followers, and she intends to announce you as its leader. I understand that may come as a surprise to you, but she's confident all the particulars of her plan... Wait. But she's confided all of her particulars of her plan to me. That's what it says. She told me that she has complete faith in and trust in you. She even went as far as to liken you to the morning star shining brilliantly against the darkened veil of the sky. If you'll believe that. A fleeting smile plays upon what did we go with before? Marleed? I think we're going with Marleed is the pronunciation. Marleed's lips. Actually, it's E before I, so it'd probably be an A noise, or Marleid. Because it's like deity. Anyways. She truly believes you're capable of nearly anything, and as her subject, confident and friend, I must do my utmost to support you. Now let us make the rounds to see what these stiff-necked aristocrats have to say. Probably nothing important, to be honest. Although most seem to have gone to enjoy music and dancing, it seems those still biding their time here in the hall are waiting. The question is, for what? It's plain there's something thereafter. Something important enough that outweighs their usual tittering on the sidelines of the ballroom. Whatever matter weighs upon them, it's in this very room, and they're seeking the solution. But there's only so much conjecture can tell us. I think we'll soon piece it together if we talk to each of them. Leowyn and I will help convince any who doubt your abilities. Talk to the aristocrats in the Great Hall. Guide them to a favorable opinion of Erwin. It's likely that in the course of your conversation, you'll learn what each of them wants. Oh boy, talking to rich people, my favorite. Alright. Yep, just gotta go talk to... Oh, we got centrists in here. Filthy centrists. Alright, what do you want? Coaches may be nice, but they're not for me. I ran the entire way to the royal castle. Naturally, I'm a bit tired after that. Okay. You attempt to engage in a conversation. Given how drenched with sweat he is, he must have run a long way without the use of a horse or coach. Ah, there are few pleasures in life like a long run. I live for that dull, burning sensation that pervades my muscles. That said, it is tiring, but without pain, there can be no gain. So they say. His stomach growls in a peculiar way one's does when one has not eaten anything at all recently. It doesn't seem like the banquet will begin anytime soon. I wonder if they'll bring out any... I love how hors d'oeuvres is spelled, because it looks like it's actually pronounced horse d'oeuvres. When a few of those little cocktail sausages would be great. Okay. He's just concerned about food. That's not what I had to do, though. Do I have to do this in a specific order? Well, let's talk to the Pontiff's Court aristocrats first. Teehee! Let's see if I can establish new connections at this banquet. You attempt to engage in conversation. Come on. Just what was that butler doing? How could he lose something so important? He'll be strictly reprimanded if it's not found, and soon. It seems she's looking for something. You wonder if it was what she might have lost. What are you staring at? Shoo! Shoo! The conversation with the aristocrat has ended. Yeah, that's how most of my conversations end. What are you looking at? Get out of here. Hold on. As fun as being lost is for like 5 years, let's see. Oh my god, this is a 13-step process. Okay. Alright, sorry gamers, Daddy's gotta read a bunch of shit. So I think we start off with this guy. Hello, this is actually the first time that I've been to the Royal Castle. I'm a little nervous, honestly, but I'll not let that stop me. You attempt to engage in conversation. To be honest, my governess got this box of cookies for me before I came to the castle, but I haven't eaten a single one. My stomach is simply tied in knots too tied in knots to even think about snacks right now. He seems to be extremely nervous. You're the famous Militant, aren't you? Then I implore you, please, enjoy these in my stead. At least then, I'll know that they're not going to waste. You receive a delicious box of cookies. Keep an eye out for somebody who enjoys sweets. Alright, we take the cookies over here. This is like that episode of Chowder where they're trying to get... I forget what they're trying to do, but they gotta trade like 1 million things between a bunch of other people. It's like, in these for those, and those for these, and everything. That's what this mission is. Alright, so we've already done this. We engage a conversation. We talked to him about how he's out of breath and how he's hungry. You feel a bit sorry for the man whose stomach seems to rumble so loudly it sounds as though he's passing gas. So he just like farted right in front of me. Can I get a fart and reverb in chat? Perhaps this nobleman would appreciate the cookies set you received from the royal regime supporter. Hark! What sweet scent fills my nostrils! It appears to be cookies prepared with love. A scrumptious feast unto themselves. I heard rumors, Militant, but it seems you are truly as generous as people say. The aristocrat snatches fistfuls of cookies from the box, and with the ravenous speed of a starving animal, he begins stuffing them into his mouth. Ooh, that certainly hits the spot. How embarrassing it would have been were I to collapse from hunger in front of everyone. Those cookies should tide me over until the banquet without any problem. You stand in favor of the initiative Erwin plans to unveil tonight, correct? Say no more, friend. You can be sure I won't forget your kindness you've shown. You hand over your delicious box of cookies, even though it's been thoroughly emptied of its contents. A full belly makes an agreeable person, and it seems like you can count on this noble to support Erwin's Expeditionary Force initiative when she announces it later. The conversation with the aristocrat has ended. Alright, so then we talk to this guy. Ah, you must be the Militant. Will you be attending this evening's royal banquet? You will? Then we shall all dine in good company. You attempt to engage a conversation. You may be interested in a certain book that has recently come into my possession. He calmly draws a thick, worn book from within his robe and hands it to you. This ledger was given to me by a source I consider trustworthy. It seems that someone within the Pontiff's court has been engaging in some, shall we say, suspect trade dealings. And, as you can see, the list of individuals named herein is large indeed, where any political opponents to get their if there were any political opponents to get their hands on it, well, I'm sure you can imagine what might happen. I'm sure that its owner has by now realized that they have misplaced it. As long as they remain quiet and peaceful at tonight's banquet, I may just forget I even saw this ledger. Memory is such a capricious capricious thing. Isn't it, my dear Militant? Here, why don't you hold on to it for now? You can give my regards to its owner, should your paths cross. You've been given a suspicious ledger. You should look for someone who needs it. Alright, let's see. This ledger goes to... Oh, okay. The person we talked to earlier was like, where is it? Where is it? Also, sorry if you hear my sniffles still. I'm still in my allergy season. Let's see. You're the famous Militant, aren't you? Might you happen to know? Oh, never mind. There's no reason you should know about that. My apologies. Pay me no mind. You tell her of the suspicious ledger the royal regime supporter handed you. Upon seeing the ledger, the woman's eyes grow as large as saucers. How? Where did this... Where did you come by this? You didn't look inside, did you? Now, did you speak to anyone about this? You haven't shown it to Erwin or Sinead, right? No, I don't suppose you could have. What with it being lost, never mind that. I suppose it's of little importance where or how you got it. I must insist, however, that you give it back to me. At that moment, Leowin sidles up beside you, seeming to appear out of nowhere. Ah, there you are. It looks like you're having a delightful conversation here, but there's something I needed to... Oh, what's that you have there? It seems to be some sort of accounting book. Do you bring such delightful conversation pieces to all the parties you attend? Is this how you keep track of all the people you've promised to do quests for? Ah, how silly of me. This must actually belong to the lovely lady you're speaking with. Leowin plucks the ledger from your hands and flips through it in a flurry of pages. Fascinating. I see. So these are the sorts you do business with. Those of our station must ever be mindful of those whom we associate. For we are often judged according to the friends we keep. How very unexpected. Word travels exceedingly quickly among nobles, as you well know. If even one gossip monger were to catch wind of this, well, dare I say, there would be enough grist for the rumor mill to grind down anyone's reputation. It would make for quite a spectacle, wouldn't it? You nod your head, going along with Leowin's artful, underhanded application of social pressure. Have a heart, Leowin, I beg of you. Please, keep that ledger and all its contents a secret. What is it you're after in return? Not money, surely. Given you're with the Militant, I can only surmise that you must be taking Erwin's side on her current initiative. Fine, I yield. I shall stay my tongue during the banquet. I pity Corentin. I pity Corentin, but I have a little choice if I wish to preserve my own standing. But in return, you must return that ledger to me. If its contents were to become public knowledge, my family would be utterly disgraced, and also possibly run afoul of the law. You hand over the suspicious ledger. You're pretty sure the noblewoman won't express any objections when the Queen announces her formation of the new expeditionary force. Alright, who are we talking to next? We were on 4. God, this is such a long quest. Alright. 5 is over here. I think it's this? It might be this one. One of these two is it. Let's go with this one. I don't believe the two of us have anything to discuss. He seems especially conscious of the other noblewomen in the room. This conversation has ended. Okay, that was quick. It's probably this one. Oh my, you must be the famous Militant. I've heard Her Majesty Erwin has an important announcement to make later. You must be here to support her. For some reason, I feel like I can speak freely with you. You see, there's someone I love dearly with all my heart. But because his family and mine are at odds, we're doomed to remain apart. For you see, unlike me, his family are staunch supporters of the Pontiff's court. Our love for one another is as deep as the sea. Do you know the pain of having your lover be so near, and yet unable to embrace them? We're so close, and yet we're forced to pass each other in these halls like strangers. Something tells me you can sympathize. Could you perhaps give this handkerchief to my love? It will be our signal to meet secretly after Her Majesty Erwin's banquet. You will know him by his short blonde hair, his handsome navy suit, and the conspicuous sparkle of his favorite ring. You have received a handkerchief. Yep. I'm pretty sure she's talking about the guy like right next to him, right? Because he got that bling on him. He's that bling bling boy. What do you want, Militant? You attempt to engage. Might the handkerchief given to you by the young woman whose family supports the royal regime be intended for this young man? You cough several times to get his attention, surreptitiously directing his attention to the handkerchief in your hand. The young nobleman softly gasps and, for the briefest of moments, you see a look of not unwelcoming surprise upon his face. Where did you get that? Were you perchance asked to? I see. So you have come bearing a message from my lady love. He takes the handkerchief and carefully tucks it into his breast pocket of his coat. My thanks to you, knowing I would be unable to meet with her today, even with her so near, had been weighing deeply upon my heart. Ah, to be so close, and yet worlds apart. 'Tis a regrettable situation, but I must exercise the utmost caution, for my family has many eyes and ears among the nobility, and it would not do for them to learn. It would not do. Yeah, that's what it says. And it would not do for them to learn my forbidden romance. Please send my regards to my love, out of my devotion to her. I shall abstain from any commentary of a political nature during the banquet. You hand the young nobleman the fancy handkerchief. It's very unlikely he'll voice any opposition for the expeditionary force now. I think we have to go back to her now. Oh my. Yes. I've already had that line before. Ah, you've returned. And glad I am for your tidings. You were able to pass my gift to him without anyone being the wiser. Even I could not tell what it had happened, but I see it in his eyes. I'd like you to have this as a small token of my appreciation. It's a very exclusive and very expensive perfume that was purchased from an overseas merchant. Wonderful as it is, I didn't just feel like the scent was good enough of a fit for me. A bold, robust perfume like this needs to be worn by someone whose passion and gusto it would perfectly accentuate. Hee. You think you've said enough? She smiles softly, nodding imperceptibly. Nodding almost imperceptibly to the man standing near her. I just thought about how do you nod imperceptibly? Like how do you do that? Caught me off guard a little bit. Anyways, 8 is right around here? Yeah, I think this is her. This palace is made more beautiful by my presence. Would you not agree? Ho ho ho. Wait, that's not a ho ho, that's an oh 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 oh. What other place would be more suited to my class? My noble lineage, my elegance. And if those of the royal regime would take issue with my words, let them stamp. Oh, 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 oh. You attempt to engage in conversation. She seems like someone who would appreciate a bottle of perfume given to her by the royal regime supporting noblewoman. Not entirely sure to surreptitiously show off a perfume, you flash a coy smile and hold up the bottle. Oh my! May I sample this fragrance? She leans in close to you and wafts the scent towards her face with her hand. This is just reminding me of that one episode of SpongeBob where they have to escape through the perfume department. They keep getting hosed down and they start gagging and shit. That's one of the best SpongeBob jokes. This is extraordinary! I can honestly say that I've never smelled anything like this before. It's bold, spicy even, yet manages to maintain its elegance. It's simply perfect for me. I must have it. Oh, oh, oh. And you're willing to give it to me? My. You're the militant, are you not? Corentin did mention you might attend the banquet. And to lavish such a luxurious gift on me. I think I have some idea why that might be. You've caught me in a bit of a quandary. I simply cannot help myself. I need this fragrance. If I let it pass by me, who knows if I'll ever encounter its like again. Yeah, that's how that's read entirely. Well, if it's just this once, I think we can see eye to eye. And to show my sincerest thanks for such a wonderful gift, I want you to have this bouquet of flowers gathered from my garden this very morning. Okay. You have given the luxurious fragrance, and in thanks receive an elegant bouquet of flowers. She seems very pleased with this perfume, and is unlikely to raise any opposition when the announcement of the Expeditionary Force's deployment is made later. Conversation has ended. It says to talk to her again for some reason. The perfume you gave me is simply wonderful, and perhaps the best part of this is that its fragrance is not one that just anyone could obtain. It's a rare, exotic scent. It's perfect for me. Oh, oh, oh. Okay, I don't think that is correct. So 8, 9. How about we go to 10 and see what happens? 10 is this woman over here. Wow! Look at all the beautiful people around us. Such elegance, such class. Ah, excuse me. Aren't you the famous militant? You are. Goodness, you've got quite a sense of style. You attempt to engage in conversation. I've spent like half the day trying to look my very best before coming here, you know. But once I arrived, I felt like I was missing a certain something. I suppose I should have smuggled in a few extra accessories under this dress, after all. If only I had something that would accentuate this nearly flawless ensemble. She might like a bouquet of flowers you received earlier. You hand over the elegant flower bouquet. Oh, goodness me. This is it. The missing piece that completes my look. I heard you were a fierce fighter, but it turns out that you've also got a great eye for fashion. I guess it's all in a day's work for the famous militant. The genius of it is, it's not overdramatic. but neither is it too simple. It's exactly the accent I was looking for. Tee-hee. Please, I'd like you to take this in return. My grandfather wrote this book on combat. I've heard it's become quite popular among squires who aspire to knighthood. I figured you might enjoy it since you helped Her Majesty out so much. You're like an honorary knight already. I hope it serves you well, Militant. You gave away the elegant bouquet of flowers and received the Making the Cut field handbook for aspiring knights. You should look for someone who seems like they might find this who might enjoy this useful volume. I'm assuming it's the guy that's like right there. Oh, actually, it's the guy that's right there in the corner. I was thinking it was this guy right here, but oh, it's this one. Curse those royal regime. I'll put an end to their machinations if it's the last thing I do. You attempt to engage in conversation. As I observe the crowd's millings about earlier, I could almost swear I saw my friend's granddaughter here. It made me think of old times long past. He and I were so close, back before we had to go our separate ways. You show him the field handbook you received earlier from the noblewoman to whom you gave the bouquet to. Oh? What have we here? Now this brings back memories. As a young man, the author of this book and I were close as friends could be. Alas, society had other plans, and we had no choice but to turn our backs on each other. Such were the times. But I'll still consider him perhaps the most precious friend I've ever had. When I see this book he poured his heart and soul into, passing his knowledge on to future generations, how it makes me long for those bygone days. Thank you, Militant, for this unexpected surprise. So many years have passed, but I can still recall those times as though they were yesterday. Out of respect for him and for you, I shall look the other way just this once in regards to the Queen's initiative. But remember, there shall be no next time. Now, I believe I shall head to the ballroom shortly to continue my reminiscence. You hand over the Making the Cut field book. This aristocrat seems unlikely to voice his dissent when the Queen announces the deployment of the expeditionary force. It's been a while since I've been in such a charitable mood. Here, let me give you this. It's a rare, large mandrake. You may not know, but mandrake is quite sought after as a cure-all, especially among the elderly. Take it, with my thanks. You get this rare mandrake, and it says to talk to him again, but the last time we did that's not what we had to do, so let's just go over to 14, which has got to be this one. Oh, yeah, let's see. I heard there's to be an announcement of some importance made at tonight's banquet. Rumor suggests that it has something to do with a string of incidents involving the Order of Heimerarch. Ah, it's you. If you're in attendance tonight, I take that to mean that Erwin has finally made up her mind. Still, I must confess, my heart and mind are rather absent for tonight's festivities, for my father has been taken gravely ill, and is confined to his bed. The aristocrat sighs, shaking her head. At first, I thought it more than a minor cold, but it has gotten progressively worse with time. I'm worried for him. He's quite advanced in age, you see. It sounds like she could really use the mandrake you received from the Pontiff's Court nobleman earlier. You hand over the rare mandrake. What is... Is this what you were... What is this you have here? Might I inspect it? Wait. I know this herb. By all indications, this is a mandrake, but it's extremely rare of them to grow this size. Consuming an extract made from the emulsified mandrake root is known to greatly bolster one's constitution. Could it be that you're actually giving this to me, just like that? I can scarcely believe it. I never thought to find a real generosity at a gathering of nobles. I will return to the manor this very hour and prepare this mandrake for my father. It speaks well of Queen Erwin that she would surround herself with those of a kind and just disposition. I shall return in time for the banquet, and when the Queen puts forth her proposition, you can rest assured that she will have my full support. I really can't thank you enough. You hand over the rare mandrake to this noblewoman. Now seems keen on lending her support to Erwin when the Queen announces the deployment of the expeditionary force at the banquet. Woo! I don't know why I did that. Just fat-fingered that, I guess. Alright, on to the next step. Well, what did you think? I must admit, I'm very curious to hear your impression of high society. Are you really, Leowin? Because I know. Alright, sorry. One sec. Alright. Are you really sure, Leowin? Because I know tired when I see it, and the militant looks positively beat. Or do you just enjoy asking questions to which you already know the answer to? It depends entirely on the question, my dear Marlaid. But at least our success is something to celebrate. Between the three of us, we managed to win over many nobles, and gently twist the arm of quite a few that we couldn't bring around to our point of view. You know, you might actually have the aptitude for this line of work. Just smile and nod, just smile and nod. You agree with Leowin, nodding your head and explaining that while it was challenging to calculate your every word and action while moving amongst the nobles, you enjoyed the puzzle-like quality of it and felt a sense of satisfaction with the results of your efforts. Are you serious? To be able to smooth talk all those aristocrats? It doesn't come naturally to me. That's much I know. Yeah, that's much I know. Anyways, ultimately, I prefer to carry out my duties without having to meet them face to face often. But you consider yourself Erwin's right hand, do you not? If you're to serve in such a role, there will be times when, for her sake, you will need to make small talk with the aristocrats and play their little games. Even if it's just a little while. I always presumed that's what we kept you around for. You're more qualified to handle such situations, aren't you? And what's more, you actually seem to enjoy it. As for me, I've had my fill of that. I'm content to stand quietly behind Her Majesty and safeguard her. Dear me. Tenacity. Thy name is Marlaid. Leowin shrugs. In any case, time just seemed to fly by, didn't it? The banquet ought to be getting underway right about now. As though to punctuate Marlaid's thoughts, a loud horn can be heard from somewhere nearby, trumpeting a fanfare. Ah, that would be the banquet in question. Let us make way over, shall we? Erwin will be expecting us. I look forward to seeing what those we convinced here will do. Do I talk to you again? We ought to head over if we do not want to appear fashionably late. I just hope our efforts bear fruit. At any rate, shall we make our way there? Let's go. Let's go to the ballroom. This room houses the greatest balls of all. The banquet hall held to announce the deployment of the expeditionary force is filled with nobles and other high-ranking figures from all across the kingdom, some of whom you recognize from earlier. Look! The militant has joined us tonight! It seems the militant came after all. Then it must be true. Queen Erwin has recruited the militant. To go to such lengths to aid those poor people. What a caring and generous soul she is. Here, come. Let us hear what the Queen has to say. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to convey my gratitude to each of you for coming out tonight. I know that all in this room are men and women of distinction, and that you each have demanding schedules to prove it. But we know that the gift of your presence has made this truly a feast fit for the kings. As many of you are aware, a concerning series of mysterious abductions has recently come to our attention, with reports coming in from all across the kingdom. No small number of citizens have already been reported missing, which alone would cause for concern. But preliminary investigations have also revealed certain commonalities in every instance. So there is merit to the rumors that all the victims were members of that religion. Psh. But why make such a show of it? Is the matter truly so serious that it's necessary to dispatch an expeditionary force? The murmuring of the banquet grows louder as the nobles talk amongst themselves. Ahem. If you could please keep your conversations to a minimum during this address. Silence, all of you! A voice clear and high-pitched, yet stern, echoes throughout the ballroom. Allow me to direct your attention to the young man standing to my left. He has traveled far to reach the capital, risking the perils of the road alone to seek aid for his hour of great need. As you look to where Erwin gestured, you're surprised to discover a familiar face. He seems a bit shocked to see you there. This young man has watched his family, friends, and neighbors This young man has, that is how it just feels have suffered. It's just kind of a weird way to, anyways. He's watched his neighbors suffer, targeted because of their status as minorities.
Oh no, not the minorities.
I can still recall my inauguration as though it were yesterday. Though we have humans, giants, and elves, though we humans, giants, and elves are different, of different backgrounds and cultures, we stood united and defeated the deceitful Lulavada, bringing light back to this fair kingdom. You see a glint of tempered passion in her eyes, her words calm and reassuring, her poise unshakable. Our kingdom is a place where all can live, love, and strive as one. From where one hails is of little consequence. In truth, it is in such diversity that we find the answers to many of the challenges we face. Had we turned our backs on those in pain, we had cowered behind these walls, sure of our own safety, the kingdom of Alec as we know it today would not exist. Therefore, I stand before you this evening to announce that I have ordered the assembly and subsequent deployment of an expeditionary force commanding them to seek the truth behind these despicable acts. I shall not allow for my people to be held in fear's tormenting grasp. To that end, I have appointed an individual of outstanding caliber to lead this expedition.
Moonmen.
The renowned militant of Aerin. Under their command, those who have caused such suffering shall surely be brought to justice.
The militant is with us? Queen Erwin is amazing.
I had thought her still a small, fragile girl, but the confidence she is showing tonight is something else entirely. When did she grow up to be such a great queen? Ahem. Someone coughs loudly, audible over the low din of the ballroom. At the same time, you hear someone else shout, trying to be heard above the crowd. Utter nonsense! This is, manifestly unfair? This is manifestly unfair. You think so? Might I inquire as to your reasoning? Well, is it truly necessary to put resources of the entire kingdom behind a venture like this? Would it not be better to just send a few mercenaries? It seems to me almost a misappropriation of funds to send an expeditionary force, to say nothing of a lavish party like this, held largely to announce its deployment. Now, you ought to be more mindful of how you speak before your queen. I cannot say that I don't share her concerns. On this matter, I stand in agreement with the Cardinal. I don't think this scattered series of incidents is a matter serious enough to warrant such a response. For a brief moment, Corentin's cold gaze flashes in Piran's direction. Oh, that's right. How do we know these aren't just some stories concocted by the Order of Harmorok to gather sympathy among the court to expand their influence? No, that's completely untrue. We would never. So many of us have been hurt already, and even more are still missing, and those numbers continue to grow by the day. There is scarcely a family among us who has been untouched by these kidnappings. We need your help now more than ever. Silence, please, and try to mind your manners. You're in the royal castle. I cannot believe how low they'll stoop. Erwin? While I appreciate your candor, it betrays an unfortunate lack of understanding. Your Majesty? Would you be so kind as to refresh my memory, Corentin? What is the core doctrine of the Order of Limelark? It is to practice love towards one another. Yes. I remember reading something like that in the scriptures when I was little. Let's see. How did it go again? For the greater is he who fosters reconciliation and understanding over argument, who abides in tolerance and loving kindness, rather than... It's right on the tip of my tongue. Nursing a jealous and quarrelsome heart, so it is written. Ah, yes. That was indeed the verse I was thinking of. Thank you, Leowyn. Erwin smiles for a brief moment, then directs her attention towards the opposing Temple Knight soldiers with a stony countenance? A stony countenance and the min of a true rate region. You have told me, in no uncertain terms, that you believe in the Order of Heimerarch. You orchestrated these You believe that the Order of Heimerarch has orchestrated these kidnappings themselves to expand their influence. Is that your position? Yes. That's... Your Majesty, please listen. That's not what I meant to say. Think about what you're actually saying. Do you think Heimerarch would disapprove of sending an expeditionary force on a mission of mercy? Setting aside matters of God and religion, tell me, what do you find objectionable about helping people in need? I'm not assembling an expeditionary force to curry some imagined favor with Heimerarch. I'm doing it to protect the people of this kingdom. Would you not call that a sincere act of love? Erwin points directly at one of the aristocrats, looking at her for emphasis.
Oh, Your Majesty.
Well, it's rather...
It is indeed. By sending the expeditionary force, we'll be able to tend to the needs of a great number of those who are hurting. Wait, what are you saying?
A toast to Queen Erwin, and 3 cheers for the elect expeditionary force. Hurrah! Hurrah! Hurrah!
Have a good night, Jumpkin Man. We'll see you next time. The cheers of support and general approval continue on for some time.
Can we take this as an indication of that none here stand in opposition of the creation of this expeditionary force or the mission which it is to be tasked?
You shall find no objections from the Order of Heimerarch, Your Majesty. Of late, I myself have been troubled by a sense of ill omen. This old man has no reason to object if, through the actions of the expeditionary force, the light of Heimerarch will have opportunities to spread even further abroad.
If that's the Cardinal's will, I have nothing further to say on the matter. Corentin doesn't seem pleased with the turn of things things have taken, but nods her assent. Eyes closed. Excellent. It is settled then. Your Majesty, have you any more to say? I do not, except this. As soon as this banquet is concluded, the expeditionary force shall depart on its mission. It shall be noted, ladies and gentlemen, you may resume feasting and merriment, for tonight is a night of celebration. Blessings be to all gathered here. The traveling mercies for our expeditionary force.
Well, there's a lot of reading. They're doing a lot of plot in these later chapters, I've noticed. Hold on, I'm gonna mute for a second, I'm gonna blow my nose. Yeah, sorry, I was getting all clogged up. I should take a pill. Do you have a drink, though, if you have a chance? Okay. No big deal. Just gotta pop one of these pills here. These allergies are kicking my ass, dude. My mouth is so dry from speaking. Hold on. Okay. Barbara's gonna give me something to drink. We're just gonna chill for a second.
The what?
What?
The what?
A beverage of sorts? So how you guys doing tonight? Oh god, the Benadryl started dissolving in my mouth. It was so bitter.
Somebody just sent me a meme that says the lion doesn't wipe. I don't know what they meant by this. Thank you for Wawa. Yep. They don't make water like they used to. Alright. I'm hydrated and I'm ready. Erwin, cheeks fluffed. Cheeks fluffed. Cheeks slightly flushed. Fans herself with her hand. Phew! That was really quite nerve-wracking. It's the first time I've really put the royal foot down like that. I was pleased to see it went better than I had expected, thanks to your contributions, or commendable efforts, to gain favor with the nobles. Surely, there was a bit of an uproar in the middle, but overall, I can't argue with the results. I didn't think they'd oppose you so brazenly like that. But you kept a cool head and took command of the situation. Watching you shut them down made my heart swell with pride. You were magnificent, Your Majesty. I'm so glad that I took a risk of setting out for Tara. You revealed a new facet of yourself tonight. Much more so than in the past. Your resolve was on full display, and your choice recollection of the scriptures put their hypocrisy on full display before everyone. Those with close ties to the Pontiff's court will no doubt find it more challenging now to raise their voices in opposition. Yeah. Erwin tries with limited success to hide her blushing embarrassment at receiving genuine praise by coughing and pretending to clear her throat. Anyways, much of tonight's success I owe to you. Many who might have doubted my decision readily acquiesced there after hearing that the famous militant was partnering with me in this endeavor. Furthermore, the effects of your efforts to drum up positive public opinion cannot be overstated. I completely understand if, in your eyes, it seems as though I was using your renown in a calculated bid to garner support. I'm kinda used to it by now. You explained how people seem to be naturally inclined to ask you for help at all times, regardless of what you might want. Oh no, then because of me, because I posted that petition, he came. I'm so sorry. It was never my intent to inconvenience you. Piran sniffles, seemingly fighting back tears. Well, the truth is, rulers seldom appoint specific people to resolve cases like this. Those matters are usually handled by other administrators. This is actually a great honor, as a sign of your outstanding merit and trustworthiness has been recognized by the ruler of the kingdom. But you'd be hard-pressed to find anyone in Erin who hasn't at least heard of the militant. Just so. But this appointment puts real stock in the militant's abilities, rather than a vague rumor of a hero roaming the countryside doing good deeds that much of the citizenry is probably familiar with. Marlade faintly but clearly glares at Piran. Yes. If the two of you are quite finished acting like children, you're free to rejoin the adult circle anytime. Damn, Lewin, why you gotta hit him like that? Do try to remember that you're in the presence of Her Majesty, Queen Erwin. Come. The two of you will be traveling partners in the days ahead, so it's in your own interest to maintain good relations, Ultimately, though, it's true that I ask this favor of them. It's precisely because you are someone I acknowledge and respect that I wish to appoint you the captain of the expeditionary force. Under more normal circumstances, I'd award you a formal title in recognition of your tireless effort, and you would receive the Cardinal's blessing before a great audience. But with things the way that they are, it's simply not possible right now. The Pontiff's court and their followers are more contentious than ever, and we have no way to reliably discourage their behavior. I'm sorry. So much of the contention is because I'm a follower of the Order of Heimerach. I would never trouble you all, so if it were not for that fact that our community of believers is truly in dire straits. Not long ago, I was attending one of our Order's regular gatherings, and it was that meeting that I first learned of a terrible fate that had already befallen so many of us. When I read your petition, a number of particulars immediately leapt out at me as being highly suspicious. But even beyond that, I cannot turn a blind eye to people suffering with such grievous harm. That is partially why I thought it critically important to dispatch an expeditionary force without delay and begin a full expedition. Whatever rumors arise and spread within the royal castle or the court as a result of my actions are my responsibility, not yours. I shall do whatever it takes to quell them. It may not look like it, but I'm really starting to give this my all. You saw earlier during the banquet, right? I am no longer a princess who must hide behind others. I want to be a queen who leads with confidence. The people of Alec are what I value most. That's why, as their regent, I would like to ask, or rather, to command you in good faith, to investigate these worrisome incidents surrounding the Order of Heimerach, and to bring a resolution to them. You feel an unwavering resolve in this petite monarch's firm voice and violet eyes. Huron gawks at you. Hey, yo. Half bewildered through his tousled rustle locks. I must confess, I have no clue what is happening in the back of the ballroom. It all went very over my head. To be honest, it's a bit scary being somewhere with so many strangers. It certainly didn't help that those people from the Pontiff's court and the Order of Libelark kept glaring at me. It wasn't the friendliest of receptions, is what I'm getting at. But then I saw you enter the room, and I thought I must be dreaming. It seems almost too incredible and of a coincidence that my rescuer, my guide who helped me reach Tara safely, was right there in that very room. I'm rather shy and easily frightened, as you've probably guessed by now, and not terribly sharp at times. I skipped my outline. But regardless of how difficult the effort may be, I can't simply idle and watch my friends, family, and other followers suffer terrible things that have befallen us any longer. I knew if we were to survive, I must act, no matter how difficult it would be. I need to find someone who could help us. Eck. Look at me here, talking your ear off. I tend to get a bit carried away and babble on. You know, everything that's happened reminded me of a verse from Heimerach scriptures. Stay not thy hand from taking action. Close not thy mind to possibilities. I know I may be lacking in many respects, but I mustered up every last drop of courage to make the trek here. That's how I came to meet you, and To think now that I'll be traveling with you as part of the expeditionary force. At the very least, I'll try not to slow everyone down. I'm always willing to talk with any followers of Hierarch we might meet to see if they have any clues that they could share, or take on any number of other odd jobs to help everyone out. I want to be useful, you know? Really pull my weight. I'm serious about this. I don't plan to be a liability. I don't know how long we'll be traveling together, but for as long as we do, I'm looking forward to giving each day my all, side by side with you. God damn, this is really a wall of text. I hope we get on to, like, the fight soon or something. This is so much reading. How long are we into this stream already? It's only been an hour, but it's been an hour straight of just reading. It's kind of a shame, is it not? A woman is looking at you, her clear aqua blue eyes and her lips set in a firm resolve bespeak her stern, cautious nature. I want to thank you again for agreeing to Her Majesty's request. Marlade bows deeply before you. You are a knight who guards Erewhon? A knight, huh? Marlade's expression becomes slightly downcast. I'm not a knight. Not in any official capacity, anyways. I never served as a squire or cadet, and never went through any standard training knights typically do. I'm not even particularly skilled in swordplay. But rare is the mark who's able to escape the bolts of my bow. It was a great honor to be recognized for my skills by Her Majesty. That's how I became part of the Royal Guard, though I still wonder, some days if I truly deserve it. Royal Guard sounds like a rather lofty title, but my primary duty is to deal with those who would try to assassinate Erewhon, and gladly would I do it. Everything I have is thanks to her. Since Her Majesty had no choice but to send someone important to her, she's requested that I aid you in whatever way I am able to. I don't like to leave Her Majesty's side, but it heartens me to know that she places that much faith in me, and I know that helping you is the best way to help her. I look forward to working with you, Militan. You can depend on me to watch your back. I'll do my best to remove minor distractions so that you can focus on big things that may come our way. Did you have a chance to discuss things with others? For the present, I'll remain here in the Royal Castle providing support for Sinede and Erewhon in matters concerning the Expeditionary Force. What, were you expecting me to join you? I'm not exactly the most imposing physical specimen, and, of course, there are also issues of my prolonged absence from circles of high nobility, high society. That being the case, I'll be using this time to reintegrate myself with the nobles, movers, and shakers. You already have your own burden to bear. There's no need to add more weight to it, is there? A burden? Lewin flashes an enigmatic smile, looking squarely at you. His eyes narrow when the others take notice. Oh? I'm really sorry. Come, there's no need to apologize. Just acknowledge it and move on. Lewin, you really need to learn to keep that tongue of yours in check. My apologies. It just comes naturally to me. Still, this is one of those things that's so plainly apparent that it runs the risk of being glossed over. And so I admonish you, do not gloss over it. We've managed to overcome the first hurdle, getting the broad approval for the deployment of the Expeditionary Force. But never forget that many are even now suffering because of these incidents. In order to take any sort of decisive action, we need information. Once we find out who is doing this and why, we can stop them before they're able to harm anyone else. I think a good place to start would be to find those victims who managed to escape and listen to what they have to tell us. Shit, I skipped over it. For example, we may discover a common motive of hatred toward the Order of Limelark. That's impossible. The members of our church are such nice people. People's feelings toward one another are quite subjective. Relations are all relative to one's perspective. Someone who unfailingly kind to you might be ruthless and cold toward others, and neither view would be untrue, even though they were the same person. In the worst case, someone might feign friendliness and warmth to get me to lower my guard, and stab me in the back. That's impossible. Many unpleasant things are possible, I'm afraid to say. We possess few details, but as Marlene said, it's reasonable to start with the assumption that this is the work of someone who bears ill will toward the Order of Limelark. According to Piran's petition, people in every region of Aerin have suffered at the hands of this persecution. You remember back when you first rescued me, right? There were those others like me who just barely managed to make their escape. Some were able to return home, but many have yet to be found. No doubt they fear that if they return, their family's hiding place would be discovered. Then as I suggested before, I think our first order of business should be to find them and see what they remember. But before even that, we have a much more elementary question to answer. Where are they? Based on what Piran said, I would guess that they're wandering the kingdom so as not to unwittingly reveal other believers in Limelark to whoever is doing this. Indeed, none of them would wish their family or friends to suffer as they would. It looks like we've no better starting point than that. As the head of the Expeditionary Force, you need to track down these escaped victims with all haste. That sounds simple enough to say, but how do you suggest we scour the whole continent, Leowyn? Kindly refrain from making any grandstanding declarations when you won't be the one doing any of the legwork. Well, someone has to remain and support Erwin. Someone possessed of a... okay. Just making sure I had to reread that in my head before saying it. Someone possessed of a clever wit to work on her behalf so that she's able to turn aside the barbs of the Pontiff's court without any sign of weakness. And you know full well that there's no one who would serve in that role more effectively than I. On the matter of the Expeditionary Force, you can be sure that House... God, I never learned how to pronounce this. I think it said Sinsalak, so I'm going to keep going with Sinsalak. House Sinsalak will stand with Erwin. Isn't that so, Marlade? Indeed. I will head out immediately and seek after the missing Limelark. However, if word reaches me that you've caused any setbacks to Her Majesty's plan, I won't stand idly by. Well, that goes without saying. Now then, there's no need to delay your departure any longer. We must act discreetly and in haste. Marlade heads toward the Great Hall, wearing a stern expression. Miss Marlade, wait for me! What should I do when she takes off like that? I guess I should just follow her for now and try to keep up. I think we should start by investigating the location where you saved me from my captors. I was shocked at everything that was going on. There might be a clue there that I missed. I'll let Marlade know that we'll be waiting for you there. Hey, Miss Marlade, please wait for me! Kieran rushes after Marlade. Well then, Erwin. I shall presently take my leave as well. Very well. Remember, I'll be relying on you in the days to come, Leowin. As he gracefully bids farewell and turns to leave, his eyes meet yours. Meet me in the Great Hall. He whispers to you as he passes by. You be careful out there. If you find yourself in trouble, ask Marlade for help. She may be slow to warm up to new people, but she's really very kind. I leave her in your care. Of course, I'm sure everything will be fine. This is you we're talking about, but it never hurts to exercise caution. Well, that was a lot of reading, but we are gonna meet Leowin in the Great Hall. There we go. The Great Hall, which earlier has been bustling with the hums of nobles and other aristocrats as awaiting the banquet, now stands silent as the paintings arrayed on its stone walls. Nobles are only ever interested in the matter of insofar. Wait. I've never seen that before, that word. Only interested in a matter insofar as it concerns their coffers or their precious honor. I say this as a member of that self-same class, but Marlade's long-standing skepticism of the aristocracy has its roots in the truth of it. But you were already aware of that. No, I was. You nod. Relieved to hear that Leowin finally addressed you in something more akin to his natural demeanor, rather than the face that he puts on among the societals, or the socialites, sorry. Societals, we live in a society. He puts among the socialites of the high society. This may seem an oddly informal inquiry, but have you been well? I had hoped that we might enjoy a cup of tea together when we next met, but it appears circumstances have already swept you into another matter that promises to run deeper than it seems. I hope it didn't come as too great of a surprise when I acted as though this was our first meeting. Were it to become known that you and I were previously acquainted, it might raise questions about the nature of our association, and I would prefer others not asking. How was my ruse? Believable? I didn't fail to notice your discomfort, so thank you for playing along. Leowin suddenly scans the surroundings to make sure no one else is around. This peculiar case is one of a number that the Albion Knights have been keeping a close eye on ever since the reports first reached us. The higher-ups don't really take any particular interest in orders that venerate the three gods under Anton Semeni. Well, that said, two of the three denominators have dwindled greatly in number. To maintain good relations among nobles with ties up to the Pontiff's court, I have presented myself as a believer of Limelark. The orders are far more alike than any of their adherents would ever acknowledge. The main difference lie in how each interprets the teachings of Anton Semeni. But fundamentally, all three orders spring from the same spot. Root. It's the root. But a series of crimes that would seem specifically targeted at worshippers of one particular order raises questions. Why would someone target a group of minorities at best, and one whose numbers can be a challenge to find in the first place? Many of the higher-ups suggest that we simply continue to observe the situation, but I don't know. There's something about all this that doesn't sit right with me. Like, there's more to what's going on it than just a rash serial kidnapping. That's why, at Marlade's behest, I decided to ally myself to Her Majesty's supporters and aid her with the expeditionary force you've been conscripted to take charge of. Actually, the commander. Upon hearing you would be partaking in these operations, he said I ought to position myself at the heart of things to better gather any relevant information to assist you. As you've likely surmised, there is some level of politicking involved. The royal castle wants to resolve this case, of course, but they also hope to shore up greater support for Her Majesty while weakening the influence of the Pontiff's court. Appalling, isn't it? The way that those with influence will capitalize on the opportunity to seize greater power. Who can say whether they ultimately care about the lives of that have been lost in the process? At any rate, there are more people than you might realize keeping a close watch on this case. I, for my part, will be reporting the details to my superiors. Reinforcements from the royal castle and support in other matters will be provided after I discuss this with Leowin. Erwin. You're Leowin. Why would he be, like, talking in the third person? Anyways. It was good to see you again, after what seemed like so long. I didn't know when I'd next get the opportunity, given the state of the affairs of the castle. Piran and Marlade said that they'd wait for your arrival at the initial investigation site. You probably ought to not keep them waiting. You've seen how Marlade can be. I won't mince words, this investigation won't be easy. But if there's someone whose tireless work can uncover the truth, surely that person is you. The commander, too, worries about you constantly. Believe me, you are never far from his thoughts. Dude, people are thinking about me.
I'm thinking about you.
What? You're not in this episode.
No. I'm thinking about you.
Wasn't that a Chowder joke? Like, like you're not in this episode, and then they just disappear.
Yeah.
Who was that? Who was that? Who wasn't in the episode? Was that like? I forget. Kind of want to watch Chowder again.
That's such a good show.
You take the moon and you take the sun.
And you take
Is Split Tim working?
Yeah, it's working so far. There's no issues. I think it was just an issue with the doc before.
Okay. Is online working?
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't really had any connection issues. No issues with the Switch.
You take the moon and 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 you take the moon. Wait, let me check where we are at. How close are we at Eyes Wide Shut? We're still so far. We're like 5 quests away. Piran and Marlade are talking. Wow, at least you wouldn't have been lonely. It's tough to spend your childhood alone. Well, it's not like I ever really felt lonely. The mercenaries were kind, for the most part, and they treated me well. I don't have any other older brothers or sisters, but I've got a couple of younger ones. Oh? How many? 3. 2 younger brothers, and the youngest is my little sister. I could barely even describe how gosh darn cute they are. I'm sure they'll bring a smile to your face when you meet them, Miss Marlade. Piran seems to be enthusiastically leading the conversation, but it looks like the two are already building a rapport. Even as he's busily chattering away, he notices you approach and gives you a big, wide smile. Oh, there you are. Did you just get here? Well met. Gosh, you're so formal, Miss Marlade. You and him should be on a first-name basis. After all, we're going to be traveling together for quite some time. Well, it's just that there's still so much we don't know about each other. Addressing someone famous by their given name, addressing someone famous by their given name like the two of you are close best friends seems disingenuous. If you don't actually have that sort of relationship, and I don't wish to show discourtesy to the militant. One's name is the first gift one receives in this world. Something precious and personal. Now I'm in a pickle. What should I do? I mean, militant? Oh no, it looks like I've already gotten used to being on a first-name basis with you. Please don't take offense. I'm sorry. You mentioned that you two met on the road prior to your arrival at the castle. At that time, you weren't aware that it was the famous militant who had rescued you? However, my own circumstances are different. Furthermore, the militant who was summoned by my liege to aid in this endeavor, it is my duty to do everything in my power to see that our honored guest is comfortable, and that means keeping things professional. Well, when you put it that way, Miss Erwin personally approved my petition, going as far as to send an expeditionary force out in response, but you seem to have no problem calling me by my given name. You and I have conversed plenty on our way here, so much in fact that I feel like I've already known you for months. I understand with a regrettably granular clarity that you're someone who treasures his friends, siblings, and neighbors. Anyway, Piran, unlike you, the militant isn't someone I can interact with so casually. Huh. I don't understand how you act like that with them I don't understand how you act like that when they are just a person, but the same as us. If I come across any treats or bake a batch of cookies or something, I'm not sharing them with you. Piran continues to grumble, but Marlade completely ignores him and turns to address you. Now, on to the matter at hand. Piran, I came here earlier, and we're combing the area for any clues. However, we failed to turn up anything in particular that would help us in our search. I tried to recall what happened. They captured me, and they were trying to take me somewhere. I just wish I knew where, and whether the others who had been kidnapped were all taken to whatever place they were trying to drag me off to. Piran has a list of missing people within the Order of Heimerarch. We should use this list to expand our search radius. I contacted all the other followers I could get in touch with and compiled this list of people who haven't come home yet, or whose status is unknown. It doesn't account for everyone who's been gone missing, of course, but it does at least give us a starting point. We can begin by looking for people whose names are written here.
Piran hands over a rolled-up scroll.
Here. These are all the people that I was able to confirm are missing. As you might imagine, the members of my order have become very wary thanks to the recent events. Some are outright refusing to trust anyone outside of the order, and I can't say I blame them. I mean, these scary abductions keep happening, and it's clear that bad people are after us. So, what can we do to protect ourselves? Even people you've known for years, like your next-door neighbors, might not be safe to confide in. Some families wouldn't even confirm whether there was anyone in their household who had gone missing. That's how on edge everyone has gotten. And one more reason why this list is far from comprehensive.
The situation is really unfortunate. Normally, you hear about how the members of small, tight-knit communities help each other to get through hard times. But given the nature of the situation, it seems trust comes at a premium.
There's no one within the faith who hasn't been impacted in some way. A close friend of mine, Larrick, went missing as well. But at least now, Miss Erwin has made provisions for an expeditionary force. So, I'm sure things are bound to improve. That's what I believe. Larrick's not a child. I'm sure he escaped and found somewhere to hide. His eyesight is bad because he studies so much, but someone that smart should be hard to catch.
We can probably assume that the people on the list are still within the kingdom somewhere. Let's split up and see if we can track any of them down. As for those that are not on the list, well, we'll just have to ask around and see if we can turn up any clues that might point us toward their identities or locations.
That sounds like a solid plan to me. Then, I'll meet up with you again later.
Hold it, Piran. You're coming with me. Who knows where you'll wander off to if I leave you to travel unsupervised.
What? Aw, come on. I need to find Larrick as soon as possible, so I can make sure he's alright.
The two continue to bicker for a short while. You should consult Piran's list of the missing people and seek out the followers of Heimerarch and Ulad. Alright, let's see here in this here list. Yeah, I forgot my inventory looks like this. It's probably in the me section, right? Weird. Using it just kind of shifts it over. That's weird. Is it because I'm mounted? It was because I was mounted. Oh my god, is this all one quest? Alright, let's see what the wiki has to say about this, because this is a lot. Each missing person or pair of missing persons will bestow you a quest in search of clues, number, and where number is numbered, numbers 1 through 7. Each quest will reward you 50. Just prior to completing each quest of the missing person, you're given order Heimerarch talismans. Talismans are non-stackable, single-use special inventory items. They contribute 1 point to the objective. You need 7 talismans to proceed. The missing people may be found in any order
except when they are part of a pair in which you'll have to speak to a specific pair. Use the tabs to okay. Holy shit, we are not getting to Eyes Wide Shut tonight. That's just not happening. Okay. Alright, I guess we'll start at 1, right? Where else do you start but at the first one? The following information is scrawled with a coarse and quick penmanship. Okay. Behind a grayish hill south of the Fiat Moon Gate and the okay. Well, we're just gonna go in the order of this wiki here, that way we can kind of cross this off as we get through it. This is so much, man. We're not getting to Eyes Wide Shut tonight. Yeah, because we only got 1 more hour of this little stream, because I work today, so we gotta keep the streams a little lighter on days that I work. But yeah, enjoy the ride, guys. Thanks for hanging out. You know, I appreciate it. Oh, there's a dude. Oh, you startled me. What are you doing all the way out here? Have you business with me? You tell him the development of the Expeditionary Force and ask him about the Order of Heimerarch. So if I'm understanding things correctly, you're here to help me? The Order of Heimerarch member looks you over, and a smile playing around the edges of his lips. You should try speaking with him again. I'm afraid that I must have dropped my glasses as I ran. Frankly, my eyesight is terrible without them. I can scarcely tell what I'm actually looking at. Do you think you could help me find them? Yeah, sure. Find the man's glasses. And hear what he has to say. I was on my way to Bangor. I was in a hurry and got lost and ended up here. I was in such a rush that I can't recall where I may have lost my glasses. I think that there are 2 likely places that I may have dropped them. Either near the 3-way intersection to Dunbarton, Bangor, and Senmag Plains, or else near the crossroads to Sagman Plains at the Fiat Dungeon entrance. I linger in both locations a while because that's where the road divides. Okay. Why not start investigating near those places? Even now, my fuzzy vision causes me such discomfort. Please find my glasses. Alright. Only on-screen instructions. Find the shiny spots at the crossroads. Okay. Here's one of them. Oh wait, there's one thing I gotta change real quick. I'm using guns tonight because I'm kind of nostalgic for guns because astrology is just crazy good. There's something shining on the ground. On closer examination, you discover that it isn't missing glasses, but a single gold coin. The glasses belonging to the follower of the Order of Heimerarch don't appear to be here, as he also mentioned that there was a 3-way intersection. Okay, right. Got it. Yap fest, let's move on. Something shiny on the ground. Whoa, it's a bunch of guys.
It's 5 guys, burgers, and thighs.
Buns and thighs.
Yeah. If the 5 guys had buns and thighs, I'd be there.
You finally get a chance to examine the shiny object. This time, it definitely seems to be the man's missing glasses, though the frames are broken, and one of the lenses is cracked. It's kind of a nothing event, but you know what, it is what it is. You tell him you managed to find his glasses, but it seems as though they got stepped on during the unexpected battle. Oh no, my glasses! The bridge has always been a bit flimsy, but it's not entirely unexpected. But I think I may be able to make do with them, at least for the time being. Still, thank you for going to such lengths for my sake. Actually, to tell you the whole truth, someone tried to take me captive as I was on my way to Old Man Eridan's place to get my weapon repaired. Wait, isn't he using a staff? Why would he go to Eridan to repair his staff? Eridan doesn't repair staffs. Is he stupid? I got into a bit of a scuffle, and then I... Wait, I'm saying Eridan again? I think it's Edrin? Edrin. Something like that. Anyways. I got into a bit of a scuffle, and then took off running as fast as I could. I ran all the way here from Sednag Plains, and never looked back. Phew. Thinking about how close of a call it was, still sends shivers down my spine. My glasses may be broken, but I can still see out of them if I perch them just right on my nose. Thank you, Militant. I should be able to finally make it to where the rest of my family is hiding. I know it's not much, but I'd like you to have this. We followers of Heimerach often give these to important people in our lives, or to those who have done us a great service. To receive one of these means that we hope Heimerach's protection will aid you as your journey through life. Awesome. Part 1 done. Out of like 7. Alright, let's get back to that young wiki. Let's see. From a bookstore in Tara. Alright, Tara would be probably to the west, yeah? Yeah, okay. We can take a moon gate there, though. I like how we finally got a fight, and it was against, like, 5 extremely nothing kobolds. Bookstore, I think, is in, like, the little shopping center area. Oh, it's actually right here. Are you? Oh, yeah, they are. Huh? Who are you? You don't seem like a bad person. You tell him you're part of the you tell him about the deployment of the expeditionary force and ask him about the Order of Heimerach. Oh, you're a real live militant. How do you know I was a member of the Order of Heimerach? The curious child watches you with eyes that practically sparkle. You should try talking to him again. Oh, my mom? My mom said I shouldn't tell anyone I'm an Order of Heimerach, but I'm an Order of Heimerach. I'm a follower of the Order of Heimerach. She told me that bad people have been kidnapping people like us recently. That's why I've been staying at home lately, but my mom's birthday is coming up, so I came all the way here. Because I wanted to buy her a book. And while I was here, I figured that I'd do some field study too. But now I don't know how to get back. Big bro militant, can you take me with you? You guide the boy to the north side of Tara's royal castle. Hooray! Please take me near the trading post of North Tara. Is this important? What is this? Why is there a sparkle on the ground? Hold on, what is this? Hold on. I'm consulting. Person will follow you, runs at human speed, and can get stuck around corners if you're too fast. Groups of enemies will appear. Others will not move while enemies are present. Oh. Okay, well. I guess that'll just happen sometimes. Oh, he moves at old human speed, huh? You leave that little boy alone. I wish Talon would follow me when we go outside.
That'd be nice.
It'd be nice.
Would be so nice.
Should be a straight shot. Well, looks like we're gonna have at least. Oh, well, that's an encounter. Leave the little boy alone.
Get in the circle, small child.
Thank you for walking with me. I think I can make it the rest of my way myself. Alright. Time to find the next person. Slave Cullen, northeast of Stone Quarry Moongate. Okay. I used up all my summon time on that. Okay. Might have actually had her out too long earlier today. I don't know if I remember where that is. Let me double check if I know where is that? Oh, it's this area, okay. Honestly, after like several hours of reading to get to this point in this chapter, it's just nice to be outside.
It's nice to go outside.
It's nice to go outside every once in a while.
Yeah, everything's good with the Switch. No connection issues.
Okay. Sounds like we're on for next time we play with Sylvan.
Yep. And also, you know, if Sylvan wants to go back to Mario Kart, we can.
Well, did you check Mario Kart?
But I checked out the
Okay. Okay. Have a good night, Barb. I won't be up for much longer. Love you too. Alright, stone quarry. That's this way. I don't have this moon gate, so I might as well get it. Oh. Wait, no? No. Yeah, oh wait, yeah, I see him. A neatly dressed young man is muttering something under his breath, his brow furrowed. Where are you, father? You already weren't feeling well, and now? What am I going to do? Huh? Who the heck are you? You're not one of those brigands in the black hoods, are you? He spots you as you approach, eyeing you suspiciously. You tell him about the deployment of the Expeditionary Force, and ask him if he's a member of the Order of Heimerheart. The Expeditionary Force? You mean the Queen herself is behind that? Wow. It's like she finally noticed that we worshippers of Heimerheart actually exist. So many of us have already been taken, but I guess this is better than having a blind eye turned toward our predicament. Seems like my friends must have filled the missing persons report. Things have been so chaotic lately, I was looking for a good place to lay low for a while. I need some water here. Speaking for hours straight is dry work. But you see, my father hasn't been feeling well lately, so it was a bit difficult to bring him along with me. Then, as we were traveling, some shady guys dressed in black robes appeared and attacked us. After that, I don't remember much. I think I was hit in the head and knocked clean out. When I came to, I was out here alone, no sign of my father or those robed guys. If I hadn't been knocked out, I would have whooped them all, I guarantee it. I'm so worried. It's driving me crazy. Please, help me find my father. We were on our way to Tier Chanel at the time. He's got his medicine he's supposed to be taking daily, too. Just where could he have gone? Even though he seems angry and flustered, you can tell he's deeply worried about his father's safety. You should look for the young man's father. Alright. Where do we go from here? Okay, that's not much to go on. Oh, his father is the 5th person. He's located in Tau 10 Central Square. Okay, interesting. Well, guess we're heading that way. Let's do one of these. Let's just fly. Guess we could just take a moon gate there, right? Yeah, why not? I could only imagine doing this organically as it released. Like, yo, where the fuck is this guy's dad? Weird how the music isn't playing right now. Now it's playing. I think this is the square? Yeah, there he is. An old man in a gray outfit holds a wand and swaggers in front of the town square.
Ah, there's nothing quite like a wide open space. A town square like this, equal parts lively and peaceful. Where else can one find such balance? Being cooped up in a stuffy house for so long robs me of such simple pleasures. Bah, my son will never take me here, no matter how often I ask him.
You hear him grumbling in a world of his own. Thoughts and concerns. He doesn't seem aware of your presence.
When is that son of mine coming for me? Does he plan on making me wait until my beard reaches my belly? He always was an idler, that boy. I didn't raise him to be a sluggard.
Never heard that one before.
But I tell you, you better pray to Hyberarch that I don't take my belt off my butt.
Oh, this guy beats his kids. In spite of his colorful ranting, this does indeed seem to be the father of the young man you met in Sleab Cullen. I think that's how it's pronounced. You should return to him and let him know that his father is fine and well and waiting for him in Taltian. Fellas, don't beat your kids. If you beat your kids, I'll beat you. That's just how that works. You tell the young man you saw a man that closely matches his description of his father strolling around Taltian's town square. What? My father's in Taltian? How did he get all the way over there? Did some bypasser with a wagon take pity on him and offer him a ride? But before I make the trip, I must be sure it's really my father. Do you recall what clothes he was wearing? I regret. Yeah, that's gotta be him, all right. He's gotten to be so set in his ways these days. The last few years, that good 2/3 of his closet is just a sea of gray suits and coats and pantaloons. You said he's strolling around Talten's town square? Right? How did he get there? That was a man who walks with the aid of a cane, able to escape the black-robed thugs. Those formers with them seem to be following their clues, or orders. They said that they were taking us somewhere. Where was it again? Oh, right. I think I overheard them saying that they were headed to Sandbag Plains. Anyway, thank you for all your help. I was able to find my father quickly thanks to you. Take this. It's a little something from me. These are actually pretty rare, you know. Well, I guess they're rare because there are so few of us who keep the faith of Hyberarch. Anyway, I probably ought to get to my own father now. So I suppose that this is where we part ways. Thanks again for all you've done, Militant. Making way. We are almost halfway there. Essence of Strength. Oh, this is part of, what's it called? Part of the event. It's like, where do I use this? Where am I headed now? Spiral Hill, Dogald Isle. The song here is great, man. It's such a downgrade in the Shadow Mission that the song doesn't play for this area. It's also such a crazy thing that this random overworld area has such banging music, honestly. They went too hard for areas you will basically never be in. Outside of very specific situations, I guess. Gotta go to Spiral Hill, which is like right here, honestly. Oh god, I forgot about Horrible Herbert. Who are you? Be quiet. I don't need to... and don't make any sudden movements. They can smell fear. They're gonna swarm my way again at this rate. The woman nervously peers left and right, looking into the distance for a sign of something. Ask her about what had happened to her. I barely managed to escape from those creepy guys, but now I've been chased all the way out here. Brrr. Oh no. They managed to find me again. Please, you've got to help me. Hurry. There's something or someone is coming this way. The monsters found me again. Be careful. Okay. Oh wait, I'm on the wrong side. Hold up 1 second. That's kind of crazy. That was a lot of animals. You good? I think the worst part is past now. Thanks. Thank you so much for helping me. I don't want to think about what might have happened just now if you hadn't come along when you did, but who are you? You're a lot stronger than you look. You tell her about the deployment of the Expeditionary Force and ask about the Order of Heimerarch. Oh, you mean to tell me that Her Majesty actually sent out an Expeditionary Force on our behalf? And that you, the famous militant, are in charge of the investigation? Heimerarch be praised! Just... man, this fucking game. Anyways. It seems some good has happened in this world while I've been cowering in the wilderness. If only the Queen had taken an interest in our plight a little sooner. Strange as it may seem, the ones that are trying to kidnap me are working together with the formers. I overheard them talking while I was still in captivity about how they were preparing for a great battle like in the old days, or in the days of old, or something like that. But what surprised me most was that the formers were obeying the commands of a black-robed figure, even though whoever it was didn't seem to be a former himself. Anyway, thank you for helping me. I know it's not much, but please accept this token of my appreciation, and may you go with Heimerarch's blessing. I'm so nervous. My legs are quivering like jelly. I think I'm going to rest for a moment, then seek shelter with the others. Well, alright. We're a little past halfway there. Actually, yeah, we're a little past halfway there, I think. Let's see. One person is in Mora Isle, or Morva Isle. I don't know if I know where Morva is. Oh, okay. I didn't know that area had a name. Oh wait, I don't need to go all the way over there. The gate's right here. think I clicked the wrong one.
Yippee-ki-yay, you commie poopy heads.
This is another banger music area, and there's like nothing here. Keep an eye out for a person. Oh, there's a person. Hungry. The girl mutters something, but her voice is too quiet for you to make out what she's saying. So hungry. Don't have the strength to talk. She closes her mouth, puffing her cheeks out in exacerbation. It seems like the only way to get her to talk would be to give her some food. Okay. Looks like the wiki here says that we need to get her specifically strawberry milk and chocolate. We can find both of those in the Mabinogi area. Because nothing can ever be simple, right? Let's see. Yeah, I think the restaurant area is like closer to this area. Oh, let's see. It's not that big a deal. I passed the restaurant area. Wait, is this correct? I think I'm just talking to the wrong guy. Oh, there's chocolate milk, we need one of those. No, I know we need strawberry milk. There it is. We need a chocolate. Yeah, just chocolate. Oh, I guess the other one sells chocolate? Maybe I missed that somewhere. Wait, it's frozen. Where's Shenna? Oh, you're Shenna. You know, it's really unnecessary work is that so many NPCs in this game have their own theme song. That's crazy. Characters you'll probably only listen to for a little bit, too. It's a lot of extra work that they, like, honestly, they didn't need to do, and it's just, like, such a interesting concept. Makes everyone feel like a little more important than they need to be. She takes the strawberry milk from your hands and gulps it down. Oh my, it's sweet. It's so good. Mommy, I miss you. I'm so hungry out here. She still seems hungry and begins to sniffle. You should give her something tasty that might calm a distressed child down. Oh! The girl's eyes grow wide as she begins to nibble on the chocolate, savoring each sweet bite. It's so tasty! The girl seems to have regained her pep. Try speaking with her again. I was supposed to eat with my friends at a picnic, and then some scary people came and... My dad told me to never follow strangers, so I hid behind a rock, but the bad man said that they were going to be great offerings and we deserved to go underground. Then they took my friends away. I was so afraid that I stayed behind that rock for hours. She looks so frightened, and she's trying her best not to cry. I wanted to go home, but I was so hungry I couldn't move, but I think I might be able to go now. Thank you, big bro. I want to give you this, okay? You came and gave me lots of tasty things and made me not scared anymore. So, that's why you should have this.
We're almost there. Gotta go back to Grayish Hills at the rail now? The Reinhardt? The Rhino? I don't know if I know what that is. Good shit. There it is. Oh, the Rhino. Somewhere around here, we're looking for a guy. So far, lots of kobolds. Dark as hell over here. Troll. Oh, I gotta get this guy. I have to kill the trolls. An excavation hole. Well, an excavation hole and rocks could be any part of this fucking map, huh? Put that there for scale. How? Thought I saw him for a second. Kinda hard to see anything in this darkness. Unless they're talking about these holes. Maybe it's just that it's dark, but like, I'm having a hard time seeing this guy. Oh, 1 second. Oh, it was like the one place I didn't look, actually. Yeah, right there.
It's always the one place you're not looking, right? Well, this is certainly a barren enough place. I doubt that they'll be able to find me if I lay low here for a while. Oh? Who are you? What are you doing all the way out here? You tell her about who's doing the most masculine voice for her. Oh, you're the famous Militant. Wait, Queen Erwin did what for us? Amarak be praised. I'm sure the Pontiff's court and their cronies didn't take it lying down either. Well, my situation's already gotten kind of complicated. The Order of Heimerarch member scans the desolate area, looking rather annoyed. Try speaking with her again. Well, I made my way out here to hide from those black-robed men, but then some big troll appeared up ahead, and now I'm stuck here. I really want to head back now. I think I've been hiding out in the boonies for long enough. Under normal circumstances, I'd feel confident about taking them on myself, but I've injured my leg. It's not fully healed yet. You think you could help a gal out? My family's probably worried sick. Yeah, it's just a troll. Clear the area of dangers, then talk to her. I think more trolls may be on the way. I wish I could help, but this leg of mine isn't quite steady enough to be brawling again yet. I'd appreciate it if you could keep me safe. What, these guys? I'm so nostalgic for the guns, man. Remember we rocked these guns running all the way up through this game. Phew. Looks like they've lost interest in us. Thanks to you whooping their arses so hard. And hey, I have you to thank for keeping me from being bashed over the head. It's true. The Order of Heimerarch member is gasping for breath. Whew. I'm glad you came along when you did, Militant. If I'd been alone, I never would have been able to make it out of here alive with my leg in the state that it's in. Those men were so creepy. They were talking about offerings and how the black moon would rise. Normally I would have written people spouting that sort of nonsense off as loons, but they were deathly serious. It's downright disturbing, isn't it? Sounds almost as if they were preparing for some sort of dark ritual. Well, that's what first sprang to mind. But that sort of thing only happens in books and scary fairy tales, right? You don't think that there might have been any truth to it, right? Even though I was targeted, I mean, kidnappings? Kidnappings do happen in this world. Just an ordinary run-of-the-mill crime. That's what I'd like to believe. Anyway, thank you for finding me when you did. Your timing couldn't have been better. I promise I'll exercise every caution as I look for shelter. Or at least some safer place to rest while my leg heals up. Oh, by the way, I'll give this to you. It may be a small it may be a small token of my thanks, but I pray Heimerarch blesses you as you've blessed us. That's it. We've completed all of these. Then use the tokens. Okay. We have to use all 7 of these tokens that we got. And then we've completed this long and lengthy quest. Alright, that's all of them. Oh, I know. One more. Am I missing one? Maybe my eyes are tired. I might be missing a piece. I must have glossed over one of them. Oh, I don't think I saw the 8th person and Mind Mock. Okay, we're not quite done here yet. Right. Alright, 180 that shit real quick. Right, you can't fly here for some ungodly reason. Begging your pardon, but have you seen my husband anywhere? The woman has a worried look on her face and seems like she doesn't know what to do. You tell her about the expeditionary force and you inquire whether she is a member of the Order of Heimerart. Oh, you must be the militant the people are talking about. Then, do you think you might be able to help me find my husband? We actually live in Tara. We were headed to Sandmag Plains Marketplace to buy some gifts as our wedding anniversary is drawing near. Oh, it was so terrible. Those awful men, clad in black, surrounding us. And there were these awful, hulking formers with them. The woman's lips began to quiver as she recalls the painful incident. Those brutes bound us and dragged us away. My husband cut the ropes when they weren't paying attention, and threw stones at them to draw their attention. Even then, we barely managed to escape. But now I can't find my husband anywhere. He must have escaped safely, right? Oh, I'm so worried about him. We agreed to meet here if anything ever were to happen to us, because this is the place where we first met. I beg of you, militant, please find my husband. The poor woman is on the verge of tears, her shoulders trembling slightly. You should be able to glean more information if you can find her husband. Okay, I guess this is the one we missed. So, let's see. Her husband is the first person that can be found in Sandmag Plains. Okay, so we gotta go to Sandmag. I feel like there's a really fast way to do all this stuff, because it seems like some of this stuff kind of rolls in on itself a little bit. It folds in on itself, quest design-wise. music is spooky. It's gonna be very observant of the area. Make sure we're not missing any dudes around here. Wait, have these woodmen always been here? What is this? No, seriously, what is that? Oh, there's a guy. Who are you? Leave me alone! This man is the husband of the wife that is anxiously waiting for him in Iman Maka. You explained to the man in detail that you met his wife in Iman Maka, and that she's waiting for him there, as well as the latest information on what the Expeditionary Force is doing. What? In Iman Maka, you say? Why would she go there? I told her not to move from that spot where we were forced to part. But that's not what's important. Now that I know where she is, I must go to her immediately. I would be lost in life without her. Thank you for all you've done for us. After dipping low in a full bow of gratitude, he dashes off in an astonishing burst of speed in the direction of Iman Maka. Just check. Okay. Just had to be sure. Make sure everything's running on the street. You never know when things are just gonna not work. Oh wait, this way. You tell her that you met her husband in Senmeg Plains and told him where she was waiting for him. What? Out on the plains? You mean that he was out there the entire time? But what does it matter? Thank Heimerich. I'm glad that he's safe. I've been so worried about him. I guess he's on his way here then, huh? I can't believe him. I guess he must have misunderstood our plan. I'm just glad that we were able to find each other, Militant. The woman carefully removed something from her pocket, as one would a precious object. Thank you so much for your help. Here, take this. It's something that everyone in our order carries. You ask if she recalls anything that might prove useful. I'm not sure. It happened so quickly. Oh, there was this one thing. Among our captors, there was a black-robed figure who, as we reached the Senmeg Plains, said that they were close. I really hope that helps you in some way. May the unbound wings of Heimerich guide your path. Alright, that's the last talisman. Thank God. Wow, gotta go meet them in Dunfarton. Arlade and Piran seem engaged in a lively discussion. I swear, the Order of Heimerarch must have been truly short-handed to send you as their messenger, Piran. No organization that was truly in peril would entrust the delivery of such vital petition to someone with such a terrible sense of direction. It's a miracle that you actually made it to Tara. Wait a minute. There's nothing wrong with me. I mean, okay, so I might take a wrong turn here and there. But there really wasn't anyone else there really wasn't anyone else we could send. Many of our people are older, injured, or infirm. And my siblings are much too young to undertake a journey like this. We just knew we had to get someone's help, and fast. I heard the elders mourning that if nothing is done about this, it might mean the end of my order itself. I wonder if something like this has happened to the Order of Gemidarak? That's a new one. Gemidarak, too. Oh, hi. You're finally here. Piran sees you and bounds over to you with a smile on his face. What did you find out? Did you find the other missing people? Miss Marlede, and I managed to find a few others and made sure that they were able to safely reach a shelter. We've been waiting for you. We met some followers of Heimerarch who had been targeted by the kidnappers, but were able to escape. Unfortunately, all of them were still so traumatized by it that they didn't really remember all that much that could have been helped for our investigation. One thing I did manage to piece together is that sorry, it's late, I'm getting tired. One thing I did manage to piece together is that in each case, the perpetrators seem to be taking their victims to a particular place. I'm guessing you talked with said others similar. You talked with others that said something similar? Which location was it? It was Sunlight Plains. Arlade quietly nods. She nods her head as she hears your answer. Beside her, Piran wears an expression best described as surprised. Wow, I guess the people you talked to said the same thing as those that we talked to. And to me, that has to be more than a simple coincidence. I concur, after all. Hearing your report, I've got a strong feeling that we're on the right track. Whatever's going on, it has to do something with Sunlight Plains. That's where the kidnappers were always headed, and where many of the victims who managed to escape their clutches fled. Whatever the black-robed men are trying to accomplish, it seems they mean to accomplish it there. I'll bet if we search the plains, we can find clues that'll get us even closer to the truth about what's going on. I'm going to find whoever keeps tormenting us like this. We're gonna hunt them down, and that's a promise. Piran. Don't worry, Miss Marlede. It's not like I'm out on a quest of vengeance or anything. I mean, look at me. Even if I wanted to hurt them, it's not like I actually have strength to, right? It's just, after so much sorrow, I finally have a lead that'll bring us closer to helping Larrick and all the others. They must be so scared and so confused. As a near victim myself, I'm all too familiar with those feelings. They're counting on us. We can't let them down. Piran is right. Let's make our way to Sunlight Plains and see where this trail leads. No, we'll clutch out 30 more minutes, why not? I want to see where this heads. I feel like we're getting ever closer, though that took a lot of time. How far away is Eyes Wide Shut? 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 whole quests away. This is not happening tonight, gamers. And who knows if those quests have, like, little mini quests in them like that one did. Alright, descend Meg Plains. This is an awful lot of reading. I hope the exciting part happens soon. This bear, you should beware. This bear, get out of here. Wasn't there something about this dog? Oh, there's that. There's something about this character, I forget what it is. Felta? Ah, there you are. I've given the nearby environs? I'm unfamiliar with that word, hold on. That's a word I need to look up. Environs?
Environs.
Oh, I actually pronounced it right the first time. Environs. Surrounding the area or distinct. Okay. Environs, a curious look over, but I haven't found anything out of the ordinary. But it's an undeniable fact that nearly all the people we spoke with said that they were being taken here. We might find out more about the identity of their abductors if we perform a thorough search. These planes are even larger than the history books make them sound. You're not wrong in that you're not wrong in that they are probably clues here for us to find, but how long will it take to sift through every clump of grass and peer— oh, that was distracting. What even happened just now? And peer into every crater or crevice we see. And I heard there are a lot of bears around here. Do you have some sort of problem with bears? I mean, sure. Maybe people like you and him just go around tipping your hats to bears with a titty how do you do, but it's different. It's a different story for people like me. Even the slightest touch from one of their massive paws could fling me into the air like a ragdoll. I don't even wear a hat. Come on. Don't you get all timid on me now. You church mouse. You're here to save the members of your order, aren't you? Do you come all this way and go through all this trouble just to complain when the going got tough? No, it's just I'm not strong like you. You could cut the tension between these two with a bear claw. Is there a difference? Let's bully the nerd. Your family and friends are in danger, and you're going to let a few bears scare you off? You chide Purin, explaining that you agree with Marlene's point, even if her delivery is a bit harsh. There, you see? The militant feels the same way. Oh, I just hope maybe there would be a better way to go about this. Purin, I'm not calling you a coward. It took great bravery to do what you've done, especially knowing your own limitations. You came all this way because you truly needed help. And I understand that you feel miserable, discovering you're even more powerless than you thought. Crazy. Wait, that's a crazy way to put it. I'm no stranger to that feeling. Miss Marlade, I'm sorry. I'm just so disappointed in myself. I feel impatient to get to the bottom of this, but frustrated because because there isn't so much I can do. Sorry if I'm stammering a bunch. I'm tired, and I already worked the full day, and I'm just trying to get Just trying to get some W's on the board real quick. All my worry, my frustration, and my fear. What'll happen if everyone has been weighing on me, and I end up letting it get the better of me? I know. And now, so do you. And you'll be stronger for it. You had an idea, right? Just calm yourself, get your feelings under control, and tell me what you had in mind. Perrin seems newly resolute, though a faint trembling is still in his voice. So... we could do as you said before and perform a thorough search of the entire area, but before we do something that is time-consuming, I was hoping that we might find someone who is well acquainted with the area and ask them if they noticed anything amiss recently. That sounds sensible, but there aren't many settlements for miles around here. Who would have a reason to come here with any regularity? Honestly, it seems pretty deserted, except for bears. Miss Marlene, that's honestly the only thing I could think of. It's not a bad plan, in theory. Of course, it'll only work if we can find someone who could answer the question we have. Anyways, I'm gonna start searching the area. I'll help you. Who knows? We might come across someone someone as we're looking for around. I was going to make you come with me, whether you wanted to or not. Who knows what would happen if I left you to wander off on your own. I can see it now. 5 minutes later, after I leave, I hear a shout. I turn around, and there you are running toward me with a massive bear hot on your heels. Right? It's like you read my mind. Wait, Miss Marlene, could it be? How long have you been interested in me? What? Oh gods, no, I'm going to pretend that you never attempted to say that. Just follow me and see if you could find anything. Maybe I'll give you a piece of candy each hour. You can go without talking. Damn. Sure thing, Miss Marlene. We'll be on the lookout for anything abnormal. Militant, I'll let you know as soon as we find something of interest. As per Perrin's suggestion, if you happen to run into anyone who's familiar with this area, be sure to question them. They may have noticed something strange going on. I'm sure you've been here before, so if there's any place that you think might be worth investigating, by all means check it first. We'll be sure to question anyone we see while traveling around the main roads as well. Marlene gives you a curt nod before turning to Perrin and discussing their plan. So I guess we would, talk to you, right? I mean, you're here. A petite girl who wears a brown dress with a straight blonde hair flowing down. Oh, she's gone. Well, that was my suggestion. That is something. Well, what are we looking for? I was supposed to talk to Felta. God damn. Well, I know she's here every so often, and I've missed my chance. And that would require a waiting game. I don't know when Felta actually arrives, but let me check what this says. I don't know if we're gonna be up that late, though. That kind of sucks. That kind of sucks a lot. See, Felta appears between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m., 3 p.m. and 5 p.m., and 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. We just missed the 9 p.m., so we would have to wait until the morning of the next day, which is, I think, 25 minutes. Which is longer than I'd like the stream to go on, to be honest. So, I think we're gonna wrap it up here and just try to start the next time we do Mavi at a time where Felta appears. That is really unfortunate. It's just like crazy bad timing. But hey, I want to thank you guys for joining us tonight. And did you know you can join my Discord by typing in !Discord? Here, I'll even do it for you. It's the best way to keep up with the memes, the streams, and the various ongoings, as well as, you know, being able to hang out with us, you know? We do some social nights, we do some random game nights, maybe you guys want to get in on a playthrough. Heck, if you're a streamer, I'll even let you stream at the same time I do. I'm not like those other streamers. Anyways. Jokes about broken friendships aside, clean your beans, wash your foreskin. We'll see you next time. Good night, everybody. And as always, take care, everyone. Goodbye.